Okay. So far, we have given you a roadmap for how to approach learning with your student. You know the factors that inform a student's learning process and how to build a custom lesson plan based on that student's personal and learning goals. But some obstacles cannot simply be tackled by adopting the right approach. Learning to read is a complex challenge, and it helps to have specific strategies, especially with phonics, a building block for reading skills. You will find strategies for phonics in our kits of Fountas and Pinnell Phonics Study System. These are available in our library. So here are the steps to identify the lesson that is appropriate for your students. So you first identify which of the 9 goals your student needs to focus on. We will go over the 9 goals in our next series of slides. Practice each of the concepts with your student and identify where the student struggles. Pinpoint the exact skill that needs to be learned, and then refer to the books and this organizational tool to find the lesson that relates to the skill you want to target. Here's a lesson here. Now, don't be afraid to experiment and adapt to these lessons. Okay, so let's go over the 9 learning goals and where they should fit in terms of skill level. So we're going to start with the first learning goal is early literacy concepts. Most early literacy concepts are developed through early reading and writing experiences. So we include only a few explicit lessons in this area. These concepts include distinguishing between print and pictures, understanding the concepts of letters and words, and learning that print has directionality. In other words, in English, we read from top to bottom, left to right. We also provide some basic lessons that will help students use their own names as resources in learning about sounds, letters, and words. All right, so the second one is phonological awareness. We recommend extensive work in reading aloud and shared reading to develop phonological and phonemic awareness. Songs, rhymes, and poetry give students the background and examples to participate fully in your lessons in this area. The development of phonemic awareness is basic to learning about literacy at a kindergarten level. Often, you will want to extend these lessons by studying letters as well as sounds to make use of the way the 2 areas of knowledge complement each other. Okay, so number 3, letter knowledge. Students need very different experiences with letters in order to learn what to look for when distinguishing one letter from another. They learn that there are many different letters in the set called the alphabet, that each letter has a different name, that each letter is just a little different from every other letter. Sometimes letters look alike in that they all have similar features. Each letter also has an uppercase form and a lowercase form. Sometimes these forms look alike, and sometimes they are different. Then there are letter-sound relationships. Letter-sound learning is also basic and is one of the explicit goals of a curriculum. Your lessons in this area will help students develop an organized view of the tools of literacy. For kindergarten, we emphasize consonants, but we also explore easy-to-hear vowels. So consonants, vowels, letter-sound representation. Then there are spelling patterns. Efficient word solvers look for and find patterns in the way words are constructed. Knowing spelling patterns or word parts helps students notice and use larger parts of words, thus making word solving faster and easier. Patterns are also helpful to students in writing words because they can quickly write down the patterns rather than laboriously working with individual sounds and letters. Then there's high-frequency words. A core of high-frequency words is a valuable resource as learners build their reading and writing processing systems. We can also call these high utility words because they appear and often can sometimes be used to help in solving other words. Recognizing high frequency words automatically frees attention for understanding as well as for solving other new words. In general, students first learn simple high frequency words in the process and develop efficient systems for learning more words. The process accelerates. Then we have word meaning, vocabulary. Now, vocabulary refers to the words one knows as part of language. For comprehension and coherence, students need to know the meanings of the words in the text they read and write. It is important for them to constantly expand their listening, speaking, and writing vocabularies and to develop more complex understandings of words they already know. For example, words may have multiple meanings or be used figuratively. Then there's word structure. So words are built according to rules. Looking at the structure of words will help students learn how words are related to each other and how they can be changed by adding letters, letter clusters, and larger word parts. Readers who can break down words into syllables and can notice categories of word parts can apply their word-solving strategies efficiently. And then 9, word-solving actions. Word solving is related to all of the categories of learning previously described. We have created an additional category that focuses on the strategic moves readers and writers make when they use their knowledge of the language system while reading and writing continuous text. These strategies are in-the-head actions that are invisible, although we can infer them from overt behaviors. The tutor booklet includes each of these goals. Use this information to help you identify the lesson you need to include in your tutoring session.
So you can find these boxes in the library. We have one for levels K through 3. Then you can look for the goal you want to target in the book and skim through the lessons in the compendium of the book to find a lesson that suits your students' needs. Once you find that lesson, you can pull it from the organizational folder here and just go ahead and scan it. If the lesson calls for additional resources, we have those in the back room. When you are done with the lesson, you can return the resources, but go ahead and keep the scanned document. And that's the introduction to this phonics system. I encourage you to come in and look at them yourself. We're willing and able to help you navigate them. And I hope they become useful for you and your student.